out in the weight room. If you can pick up, you were strong enough to pick up the whole weight room. I wanted to fix it, and our running back coach didn't take it. Biggest, biggest mistake we ever made.
The Martin Houston Show with national championship winning fullback Martin Houston, giving you 1 hour of intense, hard-hitting analysis from an insider's perspective. It's time for the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome to the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier on this free-for-all Friday, powered by TJ Pharmacy and Wellness. TJ Pharmacy and Wellness. You can check those guys out at their new location, 303 Hargrove Road East, 205-752. 0627. That's TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness powering this Free for All Friday. And we have a Free for All Friday for you without a doubt. Also, we're powered by Box Eye Care each and every day. Good folks at Box Eye Care. Find it at boxeyecare.com. Remember that this is the day that the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. I'm telling you, we're going from topics ranging from, we know we got to talk a little recruiting, big news for the Tide last night. We'll talk about that, catch up on that. We'll talk a little bit about the NBA draft. It has come and gone, and no Alabama guys drafted, but interesting statistics or insight on the players who were drafted, and what does it say about Nate Oates that he didn't have any players drafted? Does it make him an even more impressive coach? How does NIL play even into the coaching world? I mean, NBA, NBA, not NFL, NBA and college basketball world. Will NIL keep guys in college maybe 1 or 2 years longer? Will you start to see some of these high-rated freshmen who don't necessarily have great first year stay another year or so and make some money in case it doesn't work out when you go to the draft? Because this, man, I thought it was it's 30 teams, but last night 59 guys drafted in the first and second round. Really no guaranteed money after the first round. So we'll talk about it, but kudos to those guys. They did land somewhere. They do still have an opportunity. There's no shame in that, but not where they wanted to be. Did that impact Fallon's decision to come back? So we'll talk about it, break it down, and let you get in on it. Also, earlier in the week, A.J. McCarron saying Ty Simpson, he expects Ty Simpson to be the quarterback, and he gives a little insight from his perspective of another reason he thinks Ty in today's culture will be the Alabama quarterback. We'll get your thoughts on that as well. So it's a free-for-all Friday. We can go all over the place, all over the world. We can go wherever you want to go. So and then just for a brief moment, we're going to have Wilkin Formby jump in, not to talk football, so everybody don't be upset and disappointed. He's only going to come on to talk about his camp, and I told him I'd love to promote that for him, opportunity for some kids to get in on his upcoming camp, which is happening tomorrow at his alma mater, Northridge High School. So Wilkin Formby, starting right tackle for the University of Alabama, joining us to kick off the second quarter. X, take it away, man.
Yeah, hey, Alabama fans, breathe a sigh of relief. Alabama started what I think is going to be an insane run on, as Dad liked to call it back, and as he was called back in the day, a blue chip prospect. Xavier Crowell, EJ Crowell, a running back out of Jackson, Alabama, who was originally part of the 2026 class, 2027 class, and reclassified, committed to Alabama last night over the likes of Auburn, Georgia, Texas, and I think Florida, but it doesn't really matter. He picked the Crimson Tide last night. He's a 5'11", 200+ pound running back that'll be going into his junior/senior year of high school. Man, I really like everything that he brings to the table at the running back position. Good size, good balance, runs mean and hard. So a big get for Bama last night. And tight end 4-star out of Illinois, the number one player out of the state of Illinois, Max Sutter, standing 6'5", 230 pounds, committed about an hour later. So big get again. That jumped Alabama, for those who like to follow the recruiting rankings, from 33rd on 247 Sports all the way up to number 11. And guys, I don't think the good news is over. I think by the time we get back on the air on Monday, Alabama will have added another 5-star of a similar name, Xavier Griffin, out of Georgia. I really like our chances there. So that's the fun part. Oh, and a little side note, this is a couple years from fruition, but Alabama just offered Ty Simpson's little brother, Graham Simpson, who just finished his freshman year in high school. He's right at 6 foot, 180 pounds. Plays up in Tennessee, the same school Ty went to. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the future.
Absolutely. Awesome news we're going to get to, but we got to make sure we stay on track in this segment so that we can get to Wilkin before he heads out to workouts this morning. Let's go ahead and get to Pat. Pat, you're in on the Empowerment Strategy and Solutions hotline on this Free for All Friday, powered by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness.
Good morning. But hey, Graham only threw a little over 4,000 yards and 57 touchdowns as a freshman.
He ain't playing nobody, Pat.
Hey, yeah. And that's what that stupid digger said about my tight end. He said my tight end didn't play anybody. My tight end even has offers from Notre Dame and Southern California, but he's no good. Digger said he's no good. He doesn't play anybody. He hadn't played any competition. Well, Texas wanted him too, but what a get. What do you think, Morton?
I love it. You know, it wasn't as big a deal back then, but when I was coming out, I played, in Alabama, it was 4A, 5A, 6A, and I was a 4A, 250-pound tailback, and the whole rumor was he's not physical enough to play in the SEC. He looks like he could play at this level because he doesn't play against anybody. I left here being known because I was physical. So these other people, these haters and all that stuff, they don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, Pat, what you got before we get ready to get out of here?
I wanted to say thank you to the people down at Jackson, Alabama, for sending us a fine 5-star running back. Hey, y'all have a blessed afternoon and a great weekend, fellas.
Thanks, Pat.
You too, Pat.
Pat's been calling for that running back. Now he's just waiting on, he said we need to get a tank. We got our jet. We got our back. So but Pat was on that. So we'll see where it all comes out. Oh yeah, and he called it out. He said literally he I'm surprised
on Monday or Tuesday or Monday.
No. But I'm saying he said that we would get the kid from Georgia, the Xavier kid from Georgia, but he was going to claim him as an Alabama kid since he was born in Huntsville, so he could say we own Auburn. So anyway, what you got before we get wrap up this segment? Take us a break, and then we'll get looking for him in on the other side.
Yeah, no, I mean Alabama is picking it up on the recruiting trail, so just be tuned in. We'll be talking about it. And next week probably won't be a Thursday only recruiting episode with the amount of guys that we have committing from Sunday till Wednesday. We'll probably be hitting it every day next week. But that's what happens when Alabama is rolling on the recruiting trail, the summer rain, as Courtney Morgan has dubbed it. Hey, this is the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. When we come back on the other side, we will have Alabama starting right tackle Wilkin Formby on talking about his youth football camp at Northridge High School. We'll be back with more.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you and TGIF. Getting off to a nice and quiet Friday start. We do have some road construction in the area. That's always a given. And if you're moving about the northeast direction of 2059, right at Skyland Boulevard, you do want to watch out for that road work. Otherwise, traffic is smooth on Lurleen Wallace moving from 15th to McFarland. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
The Tide 100.9 WTBC 1230 Sports Radio studio is presented by B-Dry Alabama. B-Dry Waterproofing. Online at bdryalabama.com.
Every day, a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Just text the word radio to 83393.
Got timberland in West Alabama or East Mississippi? North River Timber Company has you covered. Since 2011, Courtney White, a registered forester, along with his expert team, have been managing timberland and harvesting timber across 4 West Alabama counties. They offer comprehensive timber management plans, reforestation services, and appraisals. Courtney White says timber is like money in the bank. Don't let your investment go unrealized. Call North River Timber Company today. Email them at northrivertimberco@gmail.com or call 205-242-5127.
Are you receiving unemployment? Your benefits could be at risk. Here's how you can protect yourself and your benefits. Never respond to mail notifying you of a false claim in your name. Never answer a text message asking you to verify your account. And only respond to official Alabama Department of Labor's social media pages. Report fraud at labor.alabama.gov/fraud. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Labor, ABA, and the station. The Alabama Department of Labor is an equal opportunity employer program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Dial 711 for TTY accessibility.
When shopping for a new car, you have options. At Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa, they treat their customers like friends and neighbors. Trust them to provide the best advice, pricing, and exceptional customer service. The Mercedes-Benz name is recognized for its quality. You will find an impressive selection of new Mercedes-Benz cars at their dealership. They have over 100 new models in stock with more than 60 pre-owned vehicles available. Visit them at 3200 Skyland Boulevard East, Tuscaloosa, or check out their inventory online at mercedesoftuscaloosa.com.
Hey, I'm Martin Houston, and I want to tell you about exciting news happening at Box Eye Care. They've moved to their new location, bringing you a brand new lab, stylish new frames, and a fresh look just for you. Enjoy their expanded frame inventory, competitive prices, and faster service, all with the same great level of service you've come to know and trust. Discover this full-service eye care at Box Eye Care's new location. With their in-house lab, they offer unbeatable value and one of the largest frame collections in town. Schedule your eye exam today and walk out with new glasses in less than an hour in most cases. Visit boxeyecare.com. That's boxeyecare.com or call 205-342-0660. That's 205-342-0660. Visit them at 5003 Oscar Baxter Drive. That's Box Eye Care. Your vision, our priority.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
The sky partially sunny today. We'll have the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and early tonight. The high today 90, tonight's low 71. Tomorrow a mix of sun and clouds, scattered thunderstorms by afternoon, the high at 90. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 73 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
The sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
All right. Roll Tide, everybody. It's now time for us to kick off the second quarter of today's Free for All Friday, powered by TJ Pharmacy and Wellness. But I have to go ahead and throw in an extra promo for Taco Casa. 50 years of doing it the right way each and every day. And as you know, I tell you, it's time for you to go get that big glass of sweet tea. Why am I throwing in an extra Taco Casa? Because Wilkin Formby, grandfather, launched that great company 50 plus years ago, and they're still doing it the right way. And Wilkin is wanting to start things off in his young life the right way. Wilkin, welcome in. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing great. For those of you who don't know, Wilkin and my youngest son are still big buddies, but they played together at Northridge High School, had the opportunity to coach him. And what a pleasure it is to have watched this young man grow and mature and grow into that big frame that he had in high school. Wilkin, now, how big are you standing right now? What's your measurements?
Right now, since high school, I probably grew like an inch. So I'm really about 6'8", and I weigh 330.
Just a little fella. Well, the reason we have Wilkin on with us this morning is Wilkin is hosting his first annual, and I love it, Wilkin, that you started off calling it first annual, because that means you have intentions to do this more than once and down the road. Tell us a little bit about what you have coming up on tomorrow.
Yes, sir. So I got together with a group from out of town. It's a faith-based organization, and they're helping me put on, like you said, my first annual youth camp. Is from ages 9 to 14, or 6 to 14. And it's going to be 9 a.m. to 12 at Northridge High School this Saturday. It's just going to be a fun day for the kids to come out there and learn some ball, but really just get to hang out with us to hear a little bit about Jesus and spend a good day with some Alabama players and a couple more people. So, and it's free.
Absolutely. So Wilkin, there's a couple different angles I want to talk to you about this camp. First and foremost, it is a camp. Once again, if you missed that, it's tomorrow. 9 a.m. You can show up, get in, bring your kids, bring your grandkids out, starting at 9. Get there a little early so you can get registered. Wilkin, you said it's going to be some other guys there. What guys or what are you anticipating as far as the football side of the camp? What are you anticipating?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my teammates are going to be there. I wanted Caden Proctor and Richard Young. Those are my best friends, and they're like family to me. And so I wanted it. It is the Wilkin Formby camp, but it's also the Richard Young and Caden Proctor, because they're going to be there with me every step of the way, helping me coach the kids through our first experience of doing this. So, and I wanted to throw this out there. You can register online at thewalkfoundation.org. On their website, you can go in there and register. There's still a few spots left.
All right. So guys, once again, you hear that registration at walkfoundation.org. That's the Wilkin Formby Youth Football Camp, and definitely partnering with him is I call them the twins, Caden Proctor. I was with them on Wednesday night, and they were standing beside each other, and I walked up and acted like I had a knife and cut the hip, because these two are joined at the hip. But that's a great thing. Great teammates. and also Richard Young will be there. So it's going to be a great time for teaching football. Wilkin, but the organization that you join with, let me read their mission statement if I have it pulled up here.
Sure.
It's the walkfoundation.org, empowering athletes, inspiring faith. Man, I love that. And it says to provide a platform for collegiate and professional athletes to share their faith in Jesus Christ to their community and to the world, seek to engage, equip Christian athletes to go and make disciples of all nations through the life-changing gospel of Jesus Christ. So talk to me a little bit, Wilkin, about what your faith means to you and why you see this as so important to give back to the young people.
Yes, sir. Like you said, my faith is a big deal to me. I grew up around the church, and just I feel like everybody has this radical testimony of when they found the Lord. But for me, I always tell people it's a little different. Like, I pretty much just grew up in that environment. And I just know that, like, with the University of Alabama, especially football, there's no pro teams here. So there's so many people that you can influence. And I want to be able to take advantage of that and point them towards what really matters. And that's not always football or other things, but it's really, the world's going to come to an end one day. And I would love to try to change a few kids' lives in the process of my career, and try to use that sphere of influence that I have to change other people and for the better.
Yeah. If you're just enjoying speaking to Wilkin Formby, starting right tackle for the University of Alabama football program. He's hosting his first annual football camp in conjunction with Caden Proctor and Richard Young. Going to be hosted at Northridge High School, right off Northridge Drive. You can go to The Walk Foundation, thewalkfoundation.org, and register there starting at 9 o'clock. It's a free event. You need to go there and register. Still some spots left. It's powered by Access the Walk, faith-based. But Wilkin, this is not just a one-time thing for you. When I look at it, this is one of the things that we probably, and I'm guilty of it, don't talk about the power of NIL. And one of the good things and great things that comes from NIL is it allows guys like you to begin to pursue your calling, pursue what you would like to do after football. So tell us a little bit about when I keep saying this is just the beginning for him. What did Wilkin want to do after his illustrious Hall of Fame NFL career?
Yes, sir. Like we talked about, I got a chance to talk with you on Wednesday about this and kind of brainstorm some ideas. But no one wants to hear the same speech that every football player hears, which is you can't play football forever. You hear that all the time, and nobody truly wants to hear that, but that's the truth. And whenever that time is for me to be done playing, I want to maximize my career and be able to go to the NFL and earn some income and come back to hopefully Tuscaloosa. And I have this dream to open up a huge training facility for the kids of Tuscaloosa, because if you look around, there's a lack of that. And I know better than anyone. I grew up in Tuscaloosa, and so I would have to drive to Atlanta or Birmingham or Mississippi, all these different areas just to get some good training. So I think if I came to Tuscaloosa, and if you do it big and do it the right way, get a big facility and have strength and conditioning training, football training. Both of my sisters one of them plays Division I volleyball. She just got done playing. One of them is going to play Division I volleyball. And then my brother, he's going to play football as well in college. And so I just think if I got all my family together and we made a facility where you do football, volleyball, all different types of sports, strength and conditioning, you could even throw in nutrition and physical therapy and treatment and things like that, and be able to mentor children in Tuscaloosa. And I think a good thing about it is if you do it big here, you can get pull from Birmingham, maybe even Huntsville, Georgia, Mississippi, different areas, people wanting to come and train. So it's just an idea that I have, and I know me and you were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it could absolutely be huge, without a doubt. I told him he could become the gateway of the West when it comes to training facility. X, before we let Wilkin get out of here, do you have anything for him?
Yeah, what's up, Wilkin? How you been, man?
What's up? I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Just want to say love to see how I've gotten the opportunity to watch you grow as well, being Simeon's older brother and the maturation that you've shown
Right.
as a player and just as a young man. But so we've talked about the faith side of the camp and the reason you're wanting to do this and your future goals. But what can parents and players expect from the camp tomorrow?
Yeah, so basically with the camp, they're going to show up, and ideally we'll register online, and we're going to have just instruction from me, Caden, Richard, we got like some local coaches from Northridge and even some high school players at Northridge coming out to help.
Cool.
So just getting some instruction from us, training. We're going to have some training for speed, strength, and agility. We're going to have some strength coaches out there that trained me in my youth days, and so they can get to experience that. We're going to do just basic techniques on offense, defense, and special teams. We're going to have some 7-on-7. We're going to do some like a gospel message towards the end, and then some prizes for the camp winners and stuff like that. So we're going to select some people that we think stand out and do that for them. And that's pretty much it. And one thing I wanted to say is, like, if your kid has never played football, or they're thinking about getting into football, or they don't even like football, it's just going to be a great time for a bunch of youth kids to come out and hang out. You don't have to be an expert little league player or nothing like that. We're just going to go out, have fun, teach you the basics of football. That's all it is.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a great time. And I appreciate you jumping up and Adam with us this morning. I know we're going to have to let you get out of here because you have a workout coming here in just a few minutes, Wilkin. So thank you so much. Thank you for giving back to Northridge. Thank you for giving back to Tuscaloosa. Thank you for giving back to the kids. And have you got a name for your training facility yet?
I haven't made it that far in my head. Not just yet, but that's my next goal. I'll get back with you soon for the name.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, and this is what I'll tell you, and this is for you and for any of your teammates, man. If you guys are doing something like this to help promote the community, you have an open invitation. You can text me for yourself or on their behalf, and we'll do this to help them promote what they're coming, what they have coming up. And once again, hey, this is Wilkin Formby right here, local kid to Tuscaloosa, Northridge High School. He's going to be hosting his first annual camp in conjunction with Caden Proctor, Richard Young, his brothers on the Crimson Tide. And it's going to be a great time. 9 to 12 is the time. It's free. You need to go to thewalkfoundation.org, thewalkfoundation.org, and they will be there. Going to get a lot of training, but you don't have to be a football player to enjoy the day. So don't think that you don't even have to be this great athlete. Just come, bring your kids out, and they're going to get an opportunity, most importantly, to hear a presentation of the gospel. Thank you, Wilkin. Appreciate you, man. Roll Tide and go be a champion this year. We'll be following you all year long, man.
Yes, sir. That sounds good. It was good talking to you, and I appreciate it.
All right, thanks. We'll be back on the other side to keep the conversation rolling. Hey, if you guys have any thoughts, questions, comments on that, don't hesitate. We'll give one more shout out to Taco Costa. I love it. He said, I don't really have that crazy testimony. Yeah, he has the crazy testimony that because of the lineage of his grandfather and his family, and I know his family, that he grew up and he's managed to stay clean and he's a born again believer who doesn't have the craziness of God had to save him from this. So walk in that proudly. Don't ever excuse that. We'll be back on the other side. I'm gonna make a comment about his training facility on the other side. X. I meant to ask him one more question. I forgot to ask him. I wonder where he ranked in the family of athletes. Is he the best, or is he? Or this? That is a family of athletes. So kudos to Wilkin for what he's done and what he will do in the future. Roll Tide. We'll be back on the other side.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you and TGIF. Getting off to a nice and quiet Friday start. We do have some road construction in the area. That's always a given. And if you're moving about the northeast direction of 2059, right at Skyland Boulevard, you do want to watch out for that road work. Otherwise, traffic is smooth on Lurleen Wallace moving from 15th to McFarland. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, Tammy Thomas.
365 24/7. You'll find road and utility crews, tow trucks, law enforcement, and first responders working along Alabama's roadway.
We're making improvements and helping our communities stay connected.
We're working hard to make sure you're safe on the road. Now we need your help to make sure we're safe too.
Alabama's move over law requires you to move over a lane when you see flashing lights on the roadside. And if you can't safely move over, please slow down.
Visit drivesafealabama.org, brought to you by the Alabama Department of Transportation, Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
There is no price tag on love. It's not in your bank account or in your retirement fund, and the price tag isn't the point when you shop at Fincher and Osmond. The point is, you love her. And if your budget is $200 or $20,000, it's here at Fincher and Osmond, and she'll love it.
I'm Tom Osmond, your jeweler at Fincher and Osmond Jewelers. Not so easy to find on McFarland, between Edgar's and local routes.
Childhood cancer is devastating, but childhood cancer is beatable with St. Jude. I knew that St. Jude was a children's hospital, that no one ever received a bill from St. Jude, but I in no way understood how completely they take care of their patients and their families. To any of the donors, I would say bless you and thank you, because without the donors, St. Jude wouldn't be here.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Are you receiving unemployment? Your benefits could be at risk. Here's how you can protect yourself and your benefits. Never respond to mail notifying you of a false claim in your name. Never answer a text message asking you to verify your account. And only respond to official Alabama Department of Labor's social media pages. Report fraud at labor.alabama.gov/fraud. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Labor, ABA, and the station. The Alabama Department of Labor is an equal opportunity employer program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Dial 711 for TTY accessibility.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Jane has 150,000 miles on her truck, and she's proud of that. Jane's secret? AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help her find the right parts. Jane's brother Josh only cares that his car starts and goes, but when it doesn't, he also goes to AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help with free services. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Alabama Army National Guard. Aired by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. What a great catch up and interview there, man. Like I'm telling you guys that once again, I told you that I'm even more impressed, X, with what the board is building and how I was able to interact with them, and that doesn't mean that this didn't exist under Saban. We just didn't have the opportunity to find it out as much because the players were more on lockdown, the staff was more on lockdown, and the atmosphere of NIL and them being able to do things like this wasn't available for the majority of Saban's career. So it's not a knock on Saban. I'm just telling you how good it makes me feel, because in my job as a leadership coach, trainer, one of the things I talk about is building better people. My three things, X, in my company is in building better people, which means better leaders, stronger teams, and championship cultures. And if you bypass the people side of it, then your team can implode at any point. And if your team aren't made of good people and the right people, then the culture can implode at any point. And I think that DeBoer is building that. When you talk to a young man like Wilkin Formby, and then he throws out, my brother is. I wish I had to keep my brain on. You can't talk about football this morning. You have to just stay. Because when he says that about the other tackle, him and other tackle being like brothers, that's huge. But when a lineman's best friend and a running back's best friend, lineman's best friend is a running back, but more important, running back is best friends with two offensive linemen, I might have to go with you that Richard Young may be the breakout dude.
Maybe.
Richard may be smarter than all the other running backs in the running back. I don't know that. But go ahead, man.
It was a great conversation. And like I said, I'm just really proud of the growth that I've gotten to witness in him since, him and Simeon became friends. So it's pretty cool getting to talk to him now. Yeah. I interviewed him when he committed. And so getting to hear 3 years later, see where he's at, it's fun to watch. But we have Tom.
It's crazy. He was like 6'7", 290 when he graduated high school.
Yeah.
Now he's 6'8", 330. And I'm telling you, I felt like a 10-year-old standing between him and Caden.
They're massive. I've run into them together before, and you've got me by about 3.5, 4 inches.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Yeah, but anyway, it was great to catch up. I texted him offline and said, "Okay, I forgot to ask you, what do you rank in the athletes?" He hadn't responded back yet because that training facility he's talking about, I want to make sure that people hear me. He's already starting to give back in the area of his expertise in football, in terms of football, but he's also giving back in terms of his faith. But his vision in the long run is that they're able to give back to not just football, but to athletes in general. And he comes from a family of 4 that I think all 4 of them are going to end up playing D1, sports, volleyball, football. I know for sure, but possibly other things. So it's going to be great, and I hope he's able to do that here in Tuscaloosa and expand it. And of course, I told him be the gateway to West Alabama, but then also be able to pull from the likes of Birmingham and Huntsville and Montgomery, because he told you, listen to this. Alabama, Tuscaloosa is the football capital of the college football world. One of our top players from our community had to drive 4 hours to get the training that he felt like he needed.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that there aren't a couple facilities here locally that do that, but not on the scale that he felt like he needed. And so he wants to bring that, and I can't wish him. But more importantly, where he has me. That is because of his
faith.
His faith. So we got to get to Tommy. We also we got Scotty going to close it out for us. So let's go ahead and get into the.
All right, we got Tommy from Romulus joining us on the Power Strategy Solutions Hotline. How you doing this morning, Tommy?
I'm doing great. How y'all doing?
Okay.
I had a bunch of questions, but after you did Formby, the young man is already planning his future.
That's what I've liked about the University of Alabama is we hear so much about the money and all the things that athletes care about, but I attend a couple of softball meetings for NIL and how them girls talk and how they love the university and how they made lifelong friends, and then when they give back to the community, Thornby is doing that. He's from Tuscaloosa. Like you said, he had to drive 3 or 4 hours to get the proper training. Tuscaloosa is a great place. A lot of people don't think so. Hey, I'm going to tell you, I'm biased. I mean, all my life. I don't want to go nowhere else, and I'll make this comment. Maybe it's not a good comment. God put me in for a reason. I thank him for putting me in Tuscaloosa. I get to watch the best football in the world, college football. We got the best program, and we got a great coach. He's laying foundation, not just for football, for life lessons. And they give that testimony about Jesus. It's a win-win all the way around, guys. I was going to help Pat out today. I figured he relaxed today. The pressure was off on his pick, but after he had Forsby, I'm going to let Pat enjoy his weekend.
All right, we appreciate it, Tommy. You can get Pat back on Monday. We'll keep it rolling with that.
Let's get to Chuck Hunt. Chuck, we got to get you in and out. What you got for us this morning, Chuck? You're in on the Empowerment Strategies and Solutions Hotline.
Long time no hear. But yeah, I mean, just talking to you all. But yeah,
man, good to hear from you.
Yes, Maurice for calling. Were you just talking about the University of West Alabama?
No, University of Alabama. I was talking about the University of Alabama in terms of him. Tuscaloosa can be a gateway for West Alabama because there's so many counties that don't have the access or the resources that Tuscaloosa has. So Tuscaloosa could become a gateway and provide services that those people from Hale to Walker, Pickens, Dallas, in what we call the traditional black belt counties, they either have to go all the way to Birmingham or all the way to Mobile. And if we were to offer more in Tuscaloosa and Northport, I think we could become a gateway, what I call a gateway. And that was part of my vision when I ran for mayor. But what you got for us? We got to get to.
Yeah, that was Maurice for calling. Yeah, and you're right about that because you don't have any major pro sports teams there, and University of Alabama that's huge entertainment for you all with sports there on Capstone.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna land on that one.
Thanks, Chuck. Chuck is one man. Chuck's been with us a long time. That's the first time he called in a while. So
yeah.
We appreciate you, Chuck. It's a Free for All Friday brought to you by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness X. Just a couple quick things. Real quick on this quarterback situation. We hit recruiting earlier. We'll, of course, be talking about that on Monday, I'm sure. But A.J. McCarron making a statement that he believes not only that Ty Simpson will be the quarterback, but that Ty Simpson has what it takes to be a white – Mark not saying this. AJ said to be a white quarterback at Alabama because he has a little bit of that swag, a little bit of that confidence, a little bit of that in-your-face mentality. And he – once again, AJ said he said Greg was good, but he didn't have that. And he says that he thinks that because of that element – also, it can be tough, he says, as a white quarterback. And this is not me saying it. This is him. So what are your thoughts when you just first hear that, man?
I hearing that, I was like, what? I mean, I understand what he's trying to communicate. And when you look back since him, when you look at him, when you look at Coker, when you look at Matt, there's a little swagger that they have about themselves. And when you look at Ty, you see that same mold. So I understand what he's trying to communicate. It just sounded crazy.
Yeah, it does sound crazy. What's interesting, I think AJ and Coker kind of grew up in the same area. say
they were high school teammates.
I know. That's what I'm saying and so he even talks about the demographics of which he grew up. The interesting one for me
Max from Jacksonville. Max from Jacksonville.
Max from Jacksonville, but he's from Jacksonville, but he's from Duval, but I don't know that he grew up in the same in the most diverse side. But Mac, if you saw him, you would think he was coat tie, just mission. But Mac had a little bit of that wild side in him too. So hey, who knows? All I'm saying is it's good to hear what I hear more than anything. Forget race in what he's saying, because that's not what he's communicating. What he's saying is Ty has what it takes to connect from the top of the roster to the bottom of the roster, X. That's what he's communicating. So I love it. And by the way, if you want to hear that, AJ and Chris Stewart and I do want to make sure I give a shout out. I got that from the Dynasty and Richardson have a thing. And when he started it, his words were, "I'm gonna say the truth. I'm gonna speak some bold stuff." Well, there you go. He did. But real quick before we get the break here and bring Scotty in to close out this Free for All Friday, what are your thoughts about the NBA draft, Nate Oates? And we'll ask our guests on Monday and Tuesday about it. But I want to get your thoughts. We got
Yeah, I think Alabama, I think what Nate Oates has done, when you see the fact that nobody was drafted, do I think a couple of these guys make teams, and Mark, Grant, and potentially Big O? Absolutely. But to say nobody drafted an Elite Eight and Final Four appearance, that tells you that Alabama and Nate Oates is doing something right.
Yeah, we thought that these guys could play in the NBA, but they were not viewed as the top NBA talent. But yet Nate Oates is playing, and you and I talked about one stat that in the top 10 players, 9 of them, Alabama faced them in a game this year. 9 of the top 10 players, and had success against most of them. So kudos to Nate Oates and what he's done over there. He's building something great. To me, it speaks to just how good a college coach he is. We'll see what happens with the other guys in their transition to the NBA. We'll break it down more on Monday with Timothy Smith III. This is a Free for All Friday. We missed this on Wednesday, so we'll pick it back up. We got Scotty Holland coming in on the other side. Listen to the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier, powered by Box Eye Care, and it's a Free for All Friday powered by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness.
Coming up on The Game with Ryan Fowler.
Coming up on the Friday edition of The Game, Free for All Friday, sponsored by Brian Harden Construction. How quick will this Alabama recruiting class grow? We'll talk about it with some great analysts. We'll talk to Brent Beard. We'll take your phone calls on the Friday edition of The Game, starting at 2 p.m. on Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tides.
The longest running sports program in Tuscaloosa. The Game with Ryan Fowler. Weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. Tide 100.9 Traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. If you are traveling in the area right now, very likely on this Friday, moving on 43. Well, pretty much the normal pace here on the southbound lanes to McFarland. That's just intersections logos. And you'll find McFarland pretty smooth, moving from Watermelon to 43 this morning. 2059 looks good. It is green for go from McFarland to Joe Malisham. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Just announced 0% for up to 60 months on all 2025 Nissan Rogue SUVs and the 2025 Nissan Pathfinders. Wow. Don't wait. Just shop now. Townsend Nissan today.
The Tide 100.9 WTBC 1230 Sports Radio Studio is presented by B-Dry Alabama. B-Dry Waterproofing. Online at bdryalabama.com.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Houston Hydrosteam. That's Houston Hydrosteam. Quality work you can stand on. Whether you're looking for carpet and upholstery cleaning, oriental rug cleaning, residential or commercial water damage, and a whole lot more, you need to call Houston Hydrosteam at 205-553-9460, 553-9460, or visit them online at houstonhydrosteam.com. And once again, Houston Hydrosteam is quality work you can stand on.
Real deals are happening now at Townsend Nissan. 0% for 60 months on all in-stock Rogues and Pathfinders. We have over 60 on the ground and on the way. And yes, up to $6,000 in rebates on the hot V6 Frontier 2 and 4-wheel drives. Oh, you need a car? New Versa start at $20,990, or the Sharp Sentra starts at $22,990. All nicely equipped. Remember, Townsend Nissan is the #1 volume dealer, and rebates and low rates and the most for your trade is Townsend Nissan specialty.
Ugh, kitchen ants, runaway roaches, a spider, a spider, a spider! Relax, just use Zevo. Zevo insect killer sprays use a powerful blend of mint and rosemary to eliminate those pests and up to 20 other bug types. Plus, Zevo is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Just spray the bugs and wipe them away. Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly.
Are you receiving unemployment? Your benefits could be at risk. Here's how you can protect yourself and your benefits. Never respond to mail notifying you of a false claim in your name. Never answer a text message asking you to verify your account. And only respond to official Alabama Department of Labor's social media pages. Report fraud at labor.alabama.gov/fraud. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Labor, ABA, and the station. The Alabama Department of Labor is an equal opportunity employer program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Dial 711 for TTY accessibility.
Keep it locked into Tide 100.9 for more of the Martin Houston Show with Martin Houston and X's and O's Sports, Xavier Houston.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. X is headed off a little early this morning. Normally, this is a free-for-all Friday, and we were going to add Scotty Hollins in this morning, but we're not able to get to him, but that's okay. We'll keep things rolling right here on your home for Alabama Sports. If you want to get in real quick, you got about 5 minutes to get in on the conversation. It's been a fun show. We've talked about Alabama's roster for 2026, that recruiting class shaping up. At the beginning of the week, I told you, do not fret that we have 3 or 4 4-stars based on how you look at the rankings, and that we only have 1 5-star. That will begin to change, that there are going to be some commitments. And when this summer rain is all over, Alabama's going to have the same number of 5 stars that's been the average as a whole under Nick Saban, and that is that we'll have 3 to 4 5 stars committed going into the season. So this is going to be a really, really good class with more guys expected to come, but the Xavier's and running back, edge rusher, looking like we're going to be okay with them. So it's going to be fun. Alabama has an opportunity to do some big things. Sutter jump in with the class. Alabama's going to be okay in the recruiting world. We also had a chance to talk to Wilkin Formby. I want to tell you about his camp one more time. This morning it was great catching up with him, hearing what he wants to do when he finishes his career, bringing that big training facility. And what I love about NIL is that it has already jumped in and allowing these guys to jump in on what they want to do when they finish. But go to thewalkfoundation.org, thewalkfoundation.org, and register for the Wilkin Formby Youth Football Camp. The Walk, it is in conjunction with them, as well as Caden Proctor and Richard Young, his brothers on the team. This Saturday, tomorrow, 9 a.m. to noon, right there at Northridge High School, ages 6 to 14, free camp, or go register at thewalkfoundation.org. The other side of what we need to hit as we get ready to get out of here and set up Monday is the simple fact that Nate Oates is probably doing a better job coaching than we thought, Chase, because 9 of the top 10 players picked in the NBA draft in the first round, Alabama played against those guys this past season alone, and no NBA players drafted from Alabama. That's okay. Grant signs with Brooklyn. Sears signs with the Bucks. Good luck to those two guys. Hopefully they'll make a team, but they still have an opportunity to pursue their dream. Nate Oates, keep doing what you do. We'll keep promoting you over here, and you keep making it easy for us to do so. Hey, I'm Martin Houston. This is the Martin Houston Show, powered by Box Eye Care, and this is, without a doubt, a free-for-all Friday powered by TJ's Wellness, Pharmacy and Wellness. So as we get ready to get out of here, I want to remind you that at Sunday at 10 a.m., we have Harvest Church, where we love God, love people. We'd love for you to come be a part of what we're doing over there. This Sunday is the second sermon in the sermon series I'm in, being led by the Spirit, making room for Him. This Sunday sermon, walking in the Spirit, living empowered every day, Galatians 5:16-25. Going to be breaking that down for you right there at Harvest Church. We'd love you to come out and be a part. 9 a.m. Bible study, Sunday school time, small group time, and then worshiping the Word at 10 a.m. I'm Martin Houston. That's Chase Brumfield. Xavier Houston on earlier. Thank you, Wilkin Formby, for being on. Thank all the callers, listeners, and chatters for being part of the program. Remember this: trust in the Lord always. Lean not in your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. We'll catch up with you on Monday as we bring Kenneth Smith III into the conversation, and we welcome you back in. Roll Tide, everybody.
Let's all celebrate and have a good time.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.